Hello and welcome to Rio News. I'm Jaime Aparicio.
And I'm Daniel Gomez.
And today we'll be catching you up to speed with what's happening at Rio Hondo and the surrounding area.
Let's start off with the midterm elections that took place last Tuesday, November 6th. Let's turn to Andrea Aguiar for more information about the results.
Yet another mass shooting occurred in the U.S. on Wednesday, November 7th. 12 lives were taken, including a first responder. Here is Andrea Aguiar with more.
Now in sports, both of Southern California's NHL hockey teams faced off for the first time this season.
Here's Ignacio Cervantes with more on the first freeway face-off of the year between the rival Anaheim Ducks and Los Angeles Kings.
The Rams were the last remaining undefeated team heading into their Week 9 matchup with the one-loss New Orleans Saints. Sam Garcia has more with the high-scoring matchup. For El Paisano News, this is Daniel Gomez.
This is Jaime Aparicio.
Thank you for joining us and see you next week.
Friday, October 5th, the Rio Hondo Lady Roadrunners lost its first South Coast Conference North matchup of the season against the Chaffey College Panthers. In the end, unforced errors in the final set caused Rio to drop the ball and ultimately lose the match. In the thrilling matchup that went to the maximum fifth set, Rio Hondo middle blocker Daniel Betancourt and Chaffey College outside hitter Kendall Mency lit up the court. Post-game, Rio Hondo head coach Teddy Esco mentioned the importance of max effort and communication.
It's difficult for your setter to redeem themselves and really get the rhythm of the game generated when our first contact's not quite there.
Esco also mentioned had the Roadrunners played up to their potential, results would have been different.
We've played high caliber teams and played well against them. Chaffey hasn't, but it's built their confidence and they're coming into conference with high confidence. And they took us to 5. Had we been on our game tonight, I guarantee you would have been a different result. Right. We did not block well tonight. Our serving was on. We put them out of system quite a few times. We didn't miss that many as opposed to when we first started the season. So we've made some nice strides forward in that area.
The next home game for the Roadrunners will be on Wednesday, October 10th, as they face off against Pasadena in another South Coast Conference matchup. For El Paisano News, Ignacio Cervantes.
Following a loss Wednesday night against the East Los Angeles College Huskies, the Rio Hondo Lady Roadrunners women's volleyball team have a chance to bounce back quickly Friday night. The Lady Roadrunners, led by head coach Teddy Esco, will host the Cerritos College Falcons in a non-conference matchup between the two teams trending towards the bottom of their respective conference.
We're passing really well. Our goal is to be around a 300, 350. Well, last night as a team we passed about a 385. So we're right there at our mark where we need to be. But our offensive realm was not there. Our percentage was really low. So that was the main focus today. And I hope to execute that tomorrow night against Cerritos.
At 1-3, both squads have work to do if they are to bounce back from bad starts to conference play. According to Esco, during this practice the day before the game, it's in the front of the court attack where the team really needs to improve if they are to turn things around. Following practice, El Paisano caught up with defensive specialist Madeline Gastelum.
So tomorrow, definitely be ready to see some more plays that we haven't ran yet on the court, but just during practice, and I think we're going to have a really good game, and I hope that our offense is able to execute the way that they've been doing.
It's just inside these doors, inside the Rio Hondo Gymnasium, where tomorrow, Friday, October 19th, the Lady Roadrunners will try to right the ship and come back from 3 losses in a row to play against the Cerritos College Falcons. For El Paisano News, Ignacio Cervantes. Tough times don't last, but tough people do. Those are words to live by Tobias Garcia Mendez, center forward for Rio Hondo's men's soccer team.
This first-year college soccer player out of Sierra Vista High School has emerged as one of the best South Coast Conference North goal scorers in the area. But before this stage of success, the young man who goes by Toby was forced to go through adversity after a tragic high school football injury. His best friend of 12 years and teammate Eric Baños explains.
And we noticed that the guy who chopped him, pretty much when he got him like that, his knee, the full power of his knee hit him right here, and that pretty much killed all the nerves leading to his toe.
When he hit you, did you realize right away that there was something wrong? Just like play, like the little
initially, because it happens all the time. It's football, you get hit everywhere. And I was running back and kick return, so I was used to taking a lot of hits, and I felt like I got that. I thought it was that, and I thought it was just that, but I know I couldn't walk on it as much, so I played like 3 more plays, and after that I told my coach, I can't do it, so they took me out. Coming out, the doctors didn't think I was supposed to. At first, I was supposed to get my leg cut off because like
it got to that point.
It got to that point, like it was like a 40% chance of me keeping, a 60% chance of me losing it.
Following the injury, it would take 2 weeks at Queen of the Valley Hospital, 4 weeks at LA Children's Hospital, and 4 more weeks at home of rest and recuperation, along with a positive attitude for Toby to beat all odds and get back to his normal routine of school and sports.
They were like, yeah, it's gonna take if anything like 2 years to get back into it. And 6 months later, well, not like 6. As soon as I got like released from the hospital, like as soon as I started walking in, like maybe 2 months after, I was ready, like training for football.
Okay.
What really shocked me was when I went to the hospital and the doctor saw me. He's like, "Oh, you're walking." Like it was like he seen a ghost or something. He was like, "Could you jump?" I'm like, "Yeah." Like I thought it was normal. He was like, "Nah, this was supposed to take a long time." But I guess I healed quick. And everything else.
Before the injury, Toby's plans following high school were to play football at Mount San Antonio College. Upon rehabilitation, he looked at soccer to get past his traumatic experience. Now the team's best scorer with 6 goals, this once heavily scouted football player is excelling in soccer and looking to earn Rio some titles. For All Paisano News, Ignacio Cervantes.
Now with the current building of Galaxy's Edge in Disneyland, several seating locations within the park will be removed in order to pave way for more free-flowing space in order to help accommodate the huge crowds expected to come next summer. I asked annual pass holder Reese about her thoughts on the future removal of resting places and benches in the park.
I think it's kind of messed up, to be honest with you.
Really?
Yeah, because you have people who have to sit down, and sometimes they're not in a wheelchair. And also for the kids, like if mommies have to feed their babies and stuff, I mean, I guess if there was a lot of seating over there by Small World, but it can get packed. But they have benches that line everything, and I think it works out better.
Another annual pass holder who's not quite sure of the seating situation is Byron.
I kind of want to picture it first, to be honest with you, before I have a comment. I know that they're going to be changing their ticket things too, so maybe it's going to be better because I know a lot more people are going to be here. But I just have to see it first. Because like at first I always hate everything, to be honest with you.
Right.
Like right now I'm hating the bug sign is gone.
Are you not a Marvel fan?
No, to be honest, I can care less about Marvel.
Okay.
And I know that I'm like, everyone hates me on that. But I really am excited for Star Wars because it's like a brand new park actually opening in Disney since like forever.
Right.
So I'm really excited to see what they're gonna do with it. But there is worries, but I don't know. Like again, I said I have to like really be there.
This has been Jaime Aparicio for El Paisano Media. Friday, October 26th was the day that Hollywood and the Britannia Awards honored Kevin Feige at the Beverly Hilton in Los Angeles, California. Some of the actors that have portrayed Marvel heroes and villains in the Marvel Cinematic Universe were also at the awards ceremony. Feige and the hard-working people at Marvel Studios have done what other major studios are still trying to replicate in building a connected and cohesive cinematic universe. Now on the verge of another marvelous merger between Walt Disney Studios and 20th Century Fox, Feige can fully incorporate the Uncanny Mutants into the monster cinematic universe that he himself helped build.
I'm very humbled to be recognized with this award that bears the name of a man, Albert Broccoli, who has had such an incredible impact on film and on me personally. While I'm extremely proud of what we've done in the last 10 years with John and all of us at Marvel Studios, the gold standard is what he and Eon Productions have done with James Bond, a character who is as popular today as he was nearly 60 years ago. It will come as no surprise that I'm a lifelong movie fan. I think most of us are. As a kid growing up in New Jersey, I was aware of the power of storytelling and actively sought out stories that moved me in all forms, in books, in TV, in comic books, and of course, movies. And it was amazing that I could dive into a world that was nothing like mine, and I could relate to it, and I could learn from it, I could be entertained by it, and I could aspire to it. And for me, movies were the ultimate expression of emotional, captivating storytelling. Seeing stories living and breathing on the big screen was very powerful when I was a kid, and it still is today, a big, giant screen in a room full of people.
This has been Jaime Aparicio for El Paisano Media.
Here we go!
Since his debut in the arcades back in 1983, the now famous Mario character has been captivating the minds and hearts of countless gamers, but it wasn't until 1985 Super Mario Bros. For the Nintendo Entertainment System that the adventurous plumber's fame soared to all new heights. Of course, with any popular property, Hollywood dared to take on the famous video game series and attempt to adapt it into a major motion picture. The ending result was 1983's Super Mario Bros., with critics and fans panning the film for its less than accurate portrayal of the property. Because of the movie tarnishing the image of Mario, Nintendo decided that no other Hollywood studio would be able to buy the rights to their characters, and therefore harming the image of their brand. Many years later, Universal's Illumination Entertainment is taking another jump at bringing Mario and company back onto the big screen. Illumination founder and head Chris Meledandri assures fans that the future animated film will be closely supervised by none other than Mario creator Shigeru Miyamoto. In an interview with Variety, Meledandri had this to say about the development of the film. "We are keeping him front and center in the creation of this film. There's a history in Hollywood of people believing that they know better than the people responsible for a property. I've made that mistake before." This has been Jaime Aparicio for El Paisano Media. After being teased with a video for Disney's new land, Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, Disney has recently released the names for two of its attractions that guests will be able to partake in the land. The first will be called Rise of the Resistance and will put guests in the role of the Resistance fighters from the current Star Wars trilogy to battle against Kylo Ren and the First Order. The second reveal involves guests taking control of the most famous Huckum junk in the galaxy in Millennium Falcon Smuggler's Run. In the ride, you along with other co-pilots will take flight in the Millennium Falcon ship first made famous in the original Star Wars film A New Hope. And in what may be the biggest surprise to fans of the franchise, longtime Star Wars composer John Williams has been announced to compose an all-new original theme specifically for Galaxy's Edge. Here's a small taste of what's to come. This has been Jaime Aparicio for El Paisano Media. Next summer, Walt Disney Studios will release one of their most beloved animated classics remade with realistic animation to resemble actual animals. The Lion King, being directed by Jon Favreau, who also directed 2016's The Jungle Book, brings the same technology that brought those characters to life onto the next year's Lion King to breathe new life into the film. With a stellar cast lined up to voice Simba and company, Jon Favreau's The Lion King is already shaping out to be one of next year's most anticipated films. The most exciting announcement, however, comes from Disney revealing one of original voice actors from 1994's The Lion King, James Earl Jones, will return to reprise his role as Simba's father Mufasa, as teased in the first trailer.
Everything the light touches is our kingdom. But a king's time as ruler rises and falls like the sun. One day, the sun will set on my time here and will rise with you as the new king.
With the teaser trailer already gathering millions of views on YouTube, some Twitter users have come out to criticize the film's categorization of being labeled as a live-action film, with those same users saying that the film is in fact an animated remake of the original. Whatever the criticism towards the film, additions like Donald Glover as adult Simba and Beyoncé as adult Nala are surely to bring in current generation fans as well as those who have grown up with the original animated classic. This has been Jaime Aparicio for El Paisano Media.